Hello student, welcome back to another session of Computer Science Paper 2. Student, we already started with the chapter number 1, that is Introduction to Microprocessor and Organization of 8085. In the last lecture we have seen the block diagram of microprocessor 8085. How to draw the block diagram of microprocessor 8085. Before that lecture we have seen the flags of 8085, right? So in today's lecture we are going to see the problems based on the flags. So in the previous lecture we have seen the flags of 8085. 8085 microprocessor has 5 flags, and depending on the arithmetic and logical operation, these flags are either set or reset. These flags are carry flag, parity flag, auxiliary carry flag, zero flag and sign flag. Then with the help of the example we have seen each flag how it is set and reset, right? Student, in the exam a direct question can come that what is a flag and explain the significance of each flags, means when they are set and when they are reset, or it may be given as they may give a data and they will ask you to interpret its meaning. So here I am taking two different type of problems based on flags. The first problem, the flag register contains data D5H. So we need not know what is the operation, what is the program being executed. Just we are told that in the flag register the content stored is D5H. Interpret its meaning. So interpret its meaning. So what do you understand? Which flag will set and which flag will reset? Clear? So your bit pattern you have to draw in this form. Bit pattern, that is D0, D1, D2, D3, D4, D5, D6 and D7. D0 is the least significant bit and D7 is the most significant bit. The flag position, D0 carry flag, D2 parity flag, D4 auxiliary flag, D6 zero flag and D7 sign flag. Now the data, the content of the flag registers is given in the problem, that is D5H. So let us convert this hexadecimal data into binary. So D is nothing but 14. So 1101, right? 5 is 0101. Clear? So now we'll see the flags whether they are set or reset for the given data. So carry flag is 1. Carry flag is 1 means it is set. Means that there is a carry or borrow generated from the most significant bit during the execution of the operation. Clear? So whatever operation it has been carried out in that, from this, because the carry is set, it is understood that there is a carry generated, might be from the carry or borrow generated from the operation which has been taken place. Clear? Parity flag. Parity flag is also set is 1, that is set, right? Means that the accumulator contains even number of ones. If parity flag is 1 means the accumulator contain even number of ones. Then auxiliary carry flag is also 1, that is auxiliary carry flag is also set, means there is a carry from D3 bit to D4 during the operation. Then zero flag. Zero flag is 1, that is it is also set, means the accumulator content is 0. Clear? Then last, sign flag is also 1, that is sign flag is also set, means that accumulator content is a negative number. Clear? So given the data you have to write the bit pattern, the flag and the data, write in binary, and you have to write which flags are set and which flags are reset along with the reason. If they are reset means there will be no carry generated, right? So you have to write the statement explanation why it is set and why it is reset. Clear? For 3 marks. So it can come in the form of problem given a data. See, you do not worry what operation it has been taken. You are given that the flag register contain the data and you have to just convert it into binary and to write whether the particular flag is set or reset. Now here the another type of question comes on flags. So question number 2, the accumulator contains the data 05H and the register B contains data 08H. What will be the content of flags on execution of add B instruction? So they are given the instruction, and after executing this instruction, what will be the status of the flag? So A, what is accumulator content? 05H, convert into binary, that is 0 0 0 0 0, 5 is 0 1 0 1. The content of register B is 08. So that is nothing but 0 0 0 0 1 0 0 0. After the execution of add instruction, add B, the one of the operand is always accumulator. So we never write add A comma B. It is written add B. So add the content of accumulator with the content of register B. So we'll be adding the data, that is 05H with 08H. So adding 05H with, what is the result? Result is 1 plus 0 is 1, 0 plus 0 is 0, 1 plus 0 is 1 and 0 plus 1 is 1. Then 0 plus 0 0, 0 plus 0 0, 0 plus 0 0. So data is the result in the accumulator after the execution of the add instruction is 0DH. Again we are converted into hexadecimal. Now based on the result obtained, we will in the accumulator we will see which flag is set and which flag is reset. See, there is no carry generated from D7 bit, so carry flag is reset. Clear? So we have the result 8 bit, though no 9th bit generated. Clear? So let us see which flags are set and which flags are reset based on the result. Now, after the execution of the instruction add B, the accumulator register contains the result as 0DH. Now this is the result stored in accumulator. Seeing the result, we have to write the status of the flag. Now let us write the flag, carry flag. See, there is no 9th bit generated, there is no carry from D7 bit, right? So the carry brat is not generated in this operation or by after execution of this instruction. So carry flag is 0. Now the number of ones in the result are 1 2 3, that is odd number of ones, so parity will be 0, right? Auxiliary carry flag, there is no carry generated from D3 bit to D4 bit, so the auxiliary carry flag is 0. Zero flag, when it is set, when all the result in accumulator is 0, then it is set. But here the result is other than 0, so the 0 flag is reset. Now the last bit is 0, the sign flag, the MSB bit is 0, the sign flag is reset. Okay, so this way, by seeing the result, by seeing the operation, that is your execution, uh, we can set the which flags are set and reset. So this way, given a program, you can write the flag registers. Like here, see, we are written this way. Now you have to write which flags are set, why are reset, the reason. So sign flag reset, that is 0, because the answer is positive. The 0 flag is reset because the result is non-zero. The auxiliary flag is reset because there is no carry generated from bit 3 to bit 4. So when we perform the addition of the content of accumulator with the content of register B, there was no carry generated. So auxiliary carry flag is also reset. Parry flag is reset because the answer in the accumulator is odd number of ones present, right? So carry flag is reset. Carry flag is also reset because no carry generated from MSB. The from most D7 bit there is no carry generated, so carry flag is reset. Student, we have seen Based on the flag, there might be three types of question comes. One, directly to explain about the flags. Second, given a directly you are given the flag register data, and you have to write the which flags are set and reset. Third, you might be given a instruction, you have to write a execute that instruction, perform the operation, and see what happens during the execution of that instruction, which flags are set and reset. Clear? So let us understand the relation between the instruction cycle, the machine cycle, and time state. See, during when you execute a instruction MVI A comma B, add B, so what are the steps which are carried out internally? That is nothing but in terms of cycle. So during the normal operation, the microprocessor sequentially fetch, decode, and execute, right? So we have seen the main function of the microprocessor or the MPUs to fetch, decode, and execute. So it fetches, then decode that instruction, convert that instruction. So when you are entering the instruction MVI A comma data, so what happens? This is the fetch in the CPU. Then it is decoded, converted into the opcode, and then the instruction is executed. So one instruction after another until the halt instruction is executed. So one instruction after the another, it keeps on executing the instruction till it reaches the halt instruction. I said halt instruction is the end of a particular program, right? While explaining the flags, we have seen the programming, we have written a small program, and every time I ended with a halt instruction, that is the end of the program. So microprocessor keeps on processing or sequentially fetching, decoding, and executing one instruction another. The fetch, decoding, and executing of a single instruction constitute an instruction cycle. So fetching, decoding, and execution of a single instruction constitute the instruction cycle. That is nothing but instruction cycle, which consists of 1 to 5 machine cycle. So the instruction cycle constitute of 1 to 5 machine cycle depending upon the instruction which you are executing, that is okay, consisting of 1 to 5 operation process, and the memory consisting of 1 to 5 read or write operation between the processor and memory or IO devices. So the machine cycle may vary from 1 to number of machine cycle depending of the instruction. Either it is a read instruction, write instruction, it is a memory instruction, or IO instruction. So depending on that, the machine cycle, number of machine cycle may vary. Each memory or IO operation requires a particular time period. So each operation to read, write from a particular input or output devices, it requires some time, and that is called as period, that is nothing but called as machine cycle. Each machine cycle consists of 3 to 6 clock period, refer as T state. So it requires a 3 to 6 clock period, and that is nothing but we say that as T states. So machine cycle, to execute a machine cycle we require 3 to 6 clock period, and that is nothing but T state. Okay, so let us see. Therefore we say that one instruction cycle consists of 1 to 5 machine cycle, and a machine cycle consists of 3 to 6 T state. Okay, so that is, let us see one by one in detail. So let us now understand instruction cycle. Instruction cycle is defined as time required to complete the execution of an instruction. So time required to complete one instruction is called as the instruction cycle, right? Example MVI A comma B. So time required to execute this instruction is called as instruction cycle. The 8085 instruction cycle consists of 1 to 5 machine cycle. So to execute a particular instruction, we may require 1 to 5 machine cycle. So the basic instruction cycle consists of the following phases. So what happens during the instruction cycle? Fetch an instruction from the memory. So when it starts, the first is to fetch the instruction from the memory. Decode the instruction. So we decode the instructions, or it is written in the code form. We decode the instruction. Read the effective address from the memory. Okay, where we are reading the address of the data from the memory. If the instruction has an indirect address, if possess indirect address, so we read the effective address from the memory and execute the instruction. So when the instruction starts, it fetch the next instructions and execution of the instruction takes place and stop. That is nothing but instruction cycle. So first it fetch the instruction, it is decoded, okay, it is coded, and then if the address of that is indirectly stored in the memory, it access to that, and the instruction is executed. That is nothing but instruction cycle. Machine cycle. A machine cycle is any operation in the microcomputer system involves the activation of control signal. Each instruction in the program can be broken down into several machine cycles. So each one particular instruction may be broken down into number of machine cycle. So machine cycle is defined as time required to complete any operation of accessing either memory or IO, which is the sub part of an instruction. So the instruction, a particular instruction can take 1 to several machine cycle to complete that instruction. We are seeing what does the instruction do. So we have to fetch the instruction, decode the instruction, then if the address is indirectly stored, execute that, and then execute the instruction. So the any one instruction consists of number of machine cycle. So in 8085, the machine cycle may be consist of 3 to 6 T state. Clear? So here we are shown the program. The program has number of instruction, and each instruction executed by a number of machine cycle. Let us understand T-set. T-set, the subdivision of an operation which is performed in one clock cycle, is called as T-state. The 8085 divides the clock frequency provided at X1 and X2. We are seeing the pin number 1 and 2, X1 and X2 external clock is connected, and the input is 2, which is called as operating frequency, right? One T state is equal to the time period of the internal clock signal of the microprocessor. If you know that what is the period? Period is equals to reciprocal of frequency. So if the microprocessor frequency is 3 megahertz, so 1 times T state will be equal to 1 upon F is equals to 1 upon 3 into 10 raised to 6, because it is 3 mega. Mega means 10 raised to 6. So 1 upon 3 into 10 raised to 6, that will come out to be 333 into 10 raised to minus 9 seconds, or 333 nanoseconds. So one T cycle may be completed in 333 nanosecond. Okay, the machine cycle and the instruction cycle takes multiple clock pulse. So this may take multiple clock pulse. So let us see the waveform. Here is the clock pulse, right? So T set is nothing but one clock pulse is nothing but one T set. Machine cycle may take number of T states. So it may take 3 or 4 clock T states. An instruction cycle may take number of machine cycles. So one instruction cycle can take one or more machine cycle, and machine cycle takes one or more T state. So you have to draw the diagram and explain the term, the T state, machine cycle and instruction cycle. Is it clear? So you have to draw the diagram, label it properly, show the machine cycle which requires 3 to more T state, and instruction cycle which require one or more machine cycle. So student, we came to the end of the Chapter number 1, Microprocessor and Organization of 8085. So let us revise what we have studied in this chapter. We have seen what is microprocessor, the function of microprocessor. Then next was evolution of microprocessor, that is the different generation. We have seen 5 generation of microprocessor. The functional pin diagram of 8085. We have seen that 8085 PI chip is 40 pin IC, and we have seen each pins in detail, right? So functional pin diagram of 8085. In exam, they ask you to draw the functional pin diagram of 8085 or to explain any 3 pins. Given the pin, to have to explain that particular pin in detail. Then we have seen block diagram of microcomputer. So we have seen the block diagram and explanation of each block. Then organization of ALU, that is arithmetic and logic unit, right? So next was we have seen the programming model of MPU or CPU, which is very important while doing the programming. So we have seen the each register in detail. Which were the register? Accumulator, register B, register C, D, E, H, L. Then we have seen the stack pointer, program counter, right? And the program status word, that is a flag register in detail. So we have seen the flag register. There are a microprocessor 8085 has 5 flags we have seen when they are set during the execution of arithmetical and logical operation. These flags are set or reset. So we have seen based on that the problems, how the problems come. Given a flag register, data content of the flag register, we can write down which flags are set or reset, or during a particular execution of the instruction, which flags are set and reset. Lastly, we have seen the instruction cycle, machine cycle, and the T state, right? The instructions are break down into instruction cycle. The program is broken down into instruction cycle, machine cycle, and T state. So student, here we came to the end of chapter number 1, microprocessor 8085. So student, here we came to the end of my introduction to microprocessor and organization of 8085 session 10. So today we completed the second top chapter from CS paper 2. Clear student? Thank you.